Warning, censorship. Warning, censorship.
So I'm here on behalf of the town with respect to Alberta Health Services.
Okay.
Issuance of a fine for violating the Public Health Act with respect to your spring fever event.
Okay, so it's not a town bylaw.
No, sir.
Okay.
No.
So why is a bylaw officer giving me a ticket?
Requires a community peace officer or police officer to serve a
Okay,
provincial
so
act.
just so you're aware, that's my property,
Yes, sir.
and I have a constitutional right to do whatever I want on my property. I'll take this ticket under protest,
Absolutely.
and it will be flawed. What can you just explain to me what the ticket is for?
It's for having an event, an outdoor gathering of more than 10 people.
Sheila Gunn Reid for Rebel News, and today I have a really ridiculous Fight the Fine story to bring you about a very familiar face to Rebel viewers. He's a local politician named Glen Carritt, and he received a lockdown ticket for, get this, hosting the Easter Bunny. And then the government went and got a restraining order against Glen that prevents him from hosting any further events. And if he does, he will go straight to jail. Now, first we're going to talk to Glen, and then we're going to hear from his lawyer. And then I'm going to ask you to help Glen fight his lockdown ticket in court, because Glen is a man who has spent at least the last 2 years of his life fighting for Albertans. Now, if you watch Rebel News even just a little bit, you know exactly who Glen Carritt is. He's an organizer and founder of the United We Roll convoy to Ottawa. When Ottawa, and I mean the Liberals here, wouldn't bother to listen to Albertans' concerns, Glen took a convoy of trucks all the way across the country to Parliament Hill to bring our concerns to Justin Trudeau. And for it all, Glen was maligned, he was slurred, he was lied about. But Glen stood up for Albertans then, and he needs our help now. Some of you may not know that besides being just an all-around stand-up good guy and a family man and an unashamed promoter of Alberta's oil and gas, Glen's also a local politician in Innisfail, Alberta. He was a town councillor who ultimately resigned in protest after he supported businesses and entrepreneurs who defied the lockdown. But instead of just going away forever, like the SJWs on Innisfail Town Council wanted him to do, oh no, Glen decided to run for mayor. Now, running for mayor means holding campaign events. So Glen held an Easter Bunny event for his community with the big bunny, the Easter Bunny, as the star of the show. But that, friends, is when the Grinch stole Easter too, because outdoor public gatherings were limited to just 10 people at the time. So Glen got a lockdown ticket. Now, I ran into Glen a few weeks ago at Ty Northcott's protest rodeo in Bowden. Take a listen.
So we had an Easter event on the Easter weekend. We had an Easter bunny and we had hay rides and we had over 400 people there, and it was great fun. We had people in tears about how emotional it was to have this event for their kids, and you know how ludicrous it is. Why didn't they give the ticket to the Easter bunny? Because it's going to hold as much water as giving it to the Easter bunny as it is for me.
So I'm here on behalf of the town with respect to Alberta Health Services.
Okay.
Issuance of a fine for violating the Public Health Act with respect to your spring fever event.
Okay, so it's not a town bylaw.
No, sir.
Okay.
No.
So why is a bylaw officer giving me a ticket?
Requires a community peace officer or police officer to serve a
Okay,
provincial
so
act.
just so you're aware, that's my property,
Yes, sir.
and I have a constitutional right to do whatever I want on my property.
Yeah, it's...
And I'm just stating, just
Oh
so
yeah, no,
just so
no, hey,
and I
no,
know you understand.
no, hey, you do what you have to do. No,
Yeah,
absolutely,
absolutely. And
So-
I'll take this ticket under protest,
absolutely.
and it will be flawed. What can you just explain to me what the ticket is for?
It's for having an event, an outdoor gathering of more than 10 people.
In my private property.
Yes, sir.
Okay,
Yeah, absolutely.
good.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Appreciate it.
And it's issued by the town. Can you just explain to me what the town bylaw actually states? The town itself?
As far as my understanding, there's no town bylaw in regards to the Public Health Act. This
Okay.
is the provincial health for the orders but from the province of Alberta.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
And is it typical for Alberta Health Services to have a peace officer give these tickets, or is it typical for RCMP, or either way?
I think it's on a case-by-case basis, depending on the availability of an officer, and then depending on the municipality.
Okay.
So I know previously there were ones issued by the RCMP. It's just the individuals that have the authority to do so. And as being a level 1 peace officer authorized by the province, I have the authority to do so, and it was requested by the town that I do so.
Okay, and when did this come about? When did they decide to issue the ticket?
The process has been going on, as far as I understand, since the event occurred. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Great.
All right.
Thanks.
Thank you.
Have a good day.
Thank you.
So, you know, I'll take it and I'll fight it. I'll never pay it. I'll do anything, and I'll actually ask the judge right there that he addresses this issue right away, because we got to stop wasting court time, and we got to deal with these tickets and just say that there's no constitutional right for anybody getting these tickets.
Now, it's funny that you got this ticket for having an Easter event in Innisfil when I'm old enough to remember during the pandemic, Black Lives Matter invaded your town and nobody got a ticket.
Yeah, you know, exactly. They, in fact, we had certain councillors go on Ryan Jesperson's show and actually ask for thousands of people very early in the pandemic, when we didn't really know what was going on, to come to Innisfail, and shamed our town for being racist. I don't believe our town's racist, and I don't like it that they're called that. And they completely denied, and they completely deny to this day, that there was a problem with any restrictions for the Black Lives Matter rally. And you know, I'm not a hypocrite. I've never been in favor of the restrictions, so I'll keep moving forward. But when you're continually pushing against people going out and having freedom, and then you do your own thing, it's pretty hypocritical.
Well, Glenn, I'm helping a lot of people that I don't know through fightthefines.com. And so I'm really excited to be able to help somebody that I do know. And again, it's not about the cost of the ticket. It's about fighting that damn thing in court. And so I'm glad that we're able to help you through fightthefines.com.
Well, I appreciate Rebel Media for doing this and stepping up with their lawyers to help out and having their expertise in there. It means a lot to me, and I've always appreciated Sheila and Rebel Media.
Now, since we did that interview, on May 6th, the Alberta government went in secret and got a restraining order against Glen and Chris Scott of the Whistle Stop and unnamed Jane and John Does to prevent all of us from hosting any illegal public gatherings. And if Glen does this, he will go straight to jail, just like Chris at the Whistle Stop did, just like Pastor Art Pawlowski did, and just like Pastor Tim Stevens did. They were all held in jail in contempt of that same order that specifically names Glen in it. That's a big noose hanging over Glen's head, taking away his free speech and his free assembly and his ability to run an effective political campaign as an anti-lockdown politician. Well, this could not stand. We put Glen in touch with Chad Williamson from Williamson Law at no cost to Glen through fightthefines.com. We want Glen to continue to do the work that he does, standing up for his community and standing up for Alberta families like mine and like so many of yours out there. He's standing up for our jobs. We don't want Glen to worry about this ticket. We're going to fight it. And we don't want Glen to go to jail for hosting just another campaign event. Now, Chad Williamson from Williamson Law is already challenging that May 6th order. And Chad plans to examine Chief Medical Officer of Health Dina Hinshaw on the affidavit she swore to necessitate it. And Chad's also going to fight Glen's ticket in court for him. Take a listen.
He's going to have his first appearance on the regulatory proceedings against him at the start of June, and there will be entering a plea of not guilty, and we'll be looking into making additional submissions to the court on charter issues and related to his matter as well. Now, we've been filing charter applications in many of these Fight the Fines claims and have had success getting many of these withdrawn in light of the charter arguments that we've put to the Crown. Now, as always, we're firing on all cylinders down here at the office. I can't say enough how grateful I am to be working with some of the most talented, creative, and enthusiastic lawyers in this province, not only on the Fight the Fines files, but also on the important constitutional challenges and civil matters concerning the rights of all Albertans in relation to government overreach and overzealous enforcement of ever-changing and arbitrary lockdown restrictions. This is the most important fight in the country right now, and we're grateful to have also the support of so many people out there. We are waving a banner of freedom in the interest of democracy and the rule of law in a world where often these banners are torn down by overwhelming opposition. There is light in the darkness, and this battle is worth pursuing to the end.
Imagine giving out lockdown tickets because of the Easter Bunny and then threatening to lock up political protesters. Friends, you've just imagined Alberta. It's crazy. And the only way to stop this is to fight back. If you'd like to help us help Glen Carritt the way he's helped and supported thousands of Alberta families through his ongoing pro-oil activism, you can donate today to offset his legal costs, to have that incredible lawyer, Chad Williamson, fighting so hard on his behalf by pitching in at fightthefines.com. And all donations there now qualify for a charitable tax receipt through the registered Canadian charity, the Democracy Fund. For Rebel News, I'm Sheila Gunn Reid. If you'd like to help us fight for Glen Carritt the way he continues to fight for all of us through his activism with United We Roll, please donate today at fightthefines.com, where we are currently helping Glen and 1,200 other people and businesses and pastors fight their lockdown tickets and summonses in court at no cost to them. And all donations there now qualify for a charitable tax receipt through the registered Canadian charity, the Democracy Fund.